Hello, my first grade writers. Welcome to our first online writing session. So far in our writing units, we've talked about picking our topics, looking at things we are experts on, things we've done a lot, like maybe riding your bike, building a snowman, making a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. We've also worked on listing materials and putting commas in between those lists of materials. And on Tuesday, we talked about adding detail into our writing. For practice, I asked you guys to pretend that I had never put on a winter coat before, and I wanted your help to learn how to put on a winter coat, but we quickly realized that you had to make sure you were adding in specific details, or else I wouldn't be successful at putting on my coat. So, for example, the first thing someone told me to do was put my coat on, and I ended up putting my coat on my head. Well, that's not what you guys wanted me to do. So, you had to add some details in. Things like put your coat behind your back. Then slide your arms into the armholes. Then pull your coat up over your shoulder. We had to make sure we were adding in those details so that I knew exactly what I needed to do. So when you are working on your how-to writings, it's important that we're adding those details. And today we are going to continue on working on adding those details into our own writing. Let's take a look at my how to build a snowman writing. Together today, we're going to work on adding details so that my reader knows exactly how to build a snowman. My first step here says, roll up a small, medium, and large ball of snow. Well, I'm noticing right away that it's missing some details, and if I ask somebody to roll up a small, medium, and large ball of snow, they might need some further direction. One thing I can think of right off the bat is you need to make sure that snow is packed in tightly, or else our snowman's going to fall apart when we try to put it together. So that's a detail I'm going to add in here. I'm going to say, make sure you're packing in the snow on your snowball. That's a detail that'll help my writers know how they should be making their snowballs. Now, my second step says stack the snowballs on top of each other. Can you think of some details that may be missing from that second step I have here? I think it might be important to tell our reader that you need to start with your biggest snowball on the bottom, then your middle snowball in the middle, and put your smallest snowball on top. Because if we didn't put that step, we might have someone new to making a snowman place their middle snowball on the bottom, their smallest snowball in the middle, and their biggest snowball on top, and that'd be kind of a funny looking snowball. So we want to make sure we add that detail in, and we could say, put your biggest one on the bottom, your medium one on top of the big one. And I'm going to add it up here. And the smallest on the very top. I'm going to take and I'm going to put a little arrow up to here so that I know that goes last here. It's okay if your paper has writing kind of spread out all over it, because when we go and put this in a book, we'll put it in the right order and make sure it's looking a lot neater. This is just our paper that we can practice on. Our third step here says, place a carrot, stick, and buttons on the snowman. Well, I can see right away that there's some details that we need to add into this step. Because if you tell them just to place those 3 things on their snowman, they might stick one of the arms in the head spot, a carrot on the bottom spot, and maybe the 2 buttons for the eyes right in the middle of the snowman. And that's not how you make a snowman, right? So we want to tell them to place 2 sticks for the arms, 2 buttons for the eyes, and a carrot for the nose. That way, when we have our reader trying to build the snowman, they know exactly where those items need to go. And for our step number 4, we have put a hat and scarf on the snowman. And just like we had placing our carrots, sticks, and buttons, we need to tell our reader where they're going to need to put their hat, scarf, and snowman, because maybe they put their scarf on top of their head, and maybe they put their hat on their stick, and that's not where we want them to put that. We want them to put the hat on the head and the scarf around the neck. So now we've been back through our writing and we've added all these details to help our reader be successful at building a snowman. So today, I want you to pull out your writings that you've been working on. Some of you may have some steps that you need to add to it. Some of you have wrote a few how-to pieces. So if you wrote a couple of them, I want you to pick one that you've been working on. And if you're still working, keep working and make sure to go back and add those details into your how-to writing, because those details are very important in making sure that our readers are successful at completing the task that we are writing about.